Hi guys, welcome to According to Madume, and I am Madume. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for engaging with my content. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for engaging with my content. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for subscribing. So in today's video, I'm going to give you tips on how to manage debt. The truth is, when we're living in this economy and we want to buy things, we want to go study, we want to build houses, debt is the answer. Not all of us have access to high incomes or high savings at the time that we need to do certain things. So I'm going to speak from my experience. I am not a financial advisor. This is based on what I have been through and what I have learned. So about a year ago, I took out a personal loan from Nedbank to help with the renovations at home. At the time, I didn't have a plan for the debt. I didn't know what my interest rate would be. I didn't know what the term of the loan would be. I didn't know what the repayment would be. So I went into it blind. So this is what I would do differently before I even go and take out any more debt. Number one would be list the debt that you have. At the time, I had one account from Macro, and it was the one account that allowed me to actually get the personal loan because I had opened it around May or June, and then I went to Nedbank and requested a personal loan in August. Because I had been good with paying off my store account at Macro, the Nedbank was able to give me a personal loan that was quite high. I had three options at the time. So my account, but my personal loan was already approved. I had an option for 50 something thousand, and then I had the one that I took out, which was 32,000 rands, and then I had a smaller one, which was 12,000 rand. So at the time, I took out the 32,000 rand because it was in the middle. Like, it didn't seem like much at the time, I have to say. At the time, it didn't seem like much. The 56,000 one was just too much for me. Like, it didn't look like I could pay off that one. So I went with the 32,000. And the other thing was we needed a certain amount for the renovation. So I didn't want to go above what I needed. I didn't want to spend too much credit. I just took out what I needed, which was the 32,000 at the time. So now they gave me the loan. The interest rate was high, very high. But I must say, compared to other people, it wasn't that bad. The interest rate was 12%. And then the term of the loan was quite short, which was 12 months. I couldn't change it because it was pre-approved, meaning that's the duration that they wanted to give me at the time. So the duration of the loan is 12 months. And then now I am 7 months in, so I have been paying this loan for about 7 months. And if I'm honest, I want to be done with this loan. I don't want to have it anymore. It is taking a huge chunk of my money. So my repayment is 3,200 and something, a few cents there. So it is taking a huge chunk of my earnings. So I'm ready to be done with it. The next thing I would tell you to do is to calculate what your debt will be. So at the time, because it was a store account, I knew that by the end of the month, I was going to pay off that store account. I never pay the minimum payment. I never pay less. I never skip on my store accounts because the interest rate on store accounts is ridiculous. As soon as you don't pay off that monthly payment, the debt that you took from the store, the interest rate will hit you. So I always advise people to pay off whatever they spend. So never spend more than you can afford so that you can pay off the whole thing at the end of the month. So I knew that for that month I had to put aside about 800, and then I had to pay for the loan. So in total, I knew that I had to pay about 4,000 for my debts. So if you look at that and you see that you can't afford that amount that you're supposed to pay at the end of the month. Please don't do it. That's how you end up missing your payments and you get high interest rates and your debt increases all the time without decreasing. So always know how much you're going to pay, how much your interest rate is going to be, and how much your insurance is going to be for that debt, because those amounts add up. For example, currently my repayment is 3,200 and something. My insurance for that personal loan is 149 Rand. And then my interest rate started at 200 something, but now is as low as 90 Rand. So I have paid enough and consistently enough that my interest rate has decreased in the last 7 months. And that should always be your goal. You should always make your payments to make sure that you decrease your interest rate, so that as you go and you get more debt and you go and ask for more personal loans or for more products from these banks and these institutions, your interest rate goes down. The next thing I would tell you to do is budget. Always budget for your debt. Know how much you're going to pay. You're going to have to pay every month, and make sure you have that money from your earnings. Never say, I will plan for it next month, I will do this. Think of it as this money is not yours. It belongs to somebody else. Put it aside. The next thing I would tell you is create an emergency fund. You will never know what's going to happen in your life. Something might happen. You might not be able to go to work, or you might not be able to do that side hustle that you have. So always have an emergency fund. An emergency fund should be able to fund all of your debts, all of your expenses, all of your needs in case something happens to you. So, for example, right now, I was able to put money aside that will allow me to pay off the current balance that's left on my personal loan. It was hard to do because it meant that I am putting away a huge chunk of my earnings, and I am still paying off the debts that I have at the same time. So that meant I had to be frugal, I had to be mindful of where I'm spending my money, and I had to put off certain things that I want so that I can be comfortable with the fact that if I can't pay off my debt right now, I know that I have money set aside for all of the debt that I have. So, if you are currently dealing with a lot of debt and you are looking for ways to get rid of your debt, I would say start with the smallest debt that you have, pay that off, and then work your way up. If you can, another thing that you can do is to pay off the debt that has the highest interest rate, so that you can get rid of that and not feel the effect of the interest rate at that moment. If you can, do that, but usually debts with the highest interest rates are the highest. So if you don't yet have the muscle and the discipline to pay off your debt consistently, I would say do the opposite. Start with the smallest debt, pay that off, get to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Another key advice I would tell you is, as soon as you're done with that one debt, take that money that you were paying the debt for, put it in your emergency fund, or put it into the next debt that you owe, so that you can pay off your debt faster rather than then spending the money that you were paying the debt off with. So for me now, the goal is to pay off my personal loan. And then as soon as I'm done, that 3,200 that I was paying off the personal loan, it is going into my savings. I won't spend it. The idea is I have been living without it. I've been able to take care of myself without spending that 3,200 on myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it aside, pretend as if it's not mine, pretend it as if I'm still paying that personal loan, so that I can reach my savings goals faster. I hope you find this video helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. Let me know how you are dealing with your debt. What tips do you have? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? What are your goals for getting rid of your debt in 2024? And don't forget to like, share with people that would love this content, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.